Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham dhammang sanghang namasami. Dear friends, tonight we're looking at the Avassutapariyāyasutta, the simile of festering or flowing. This is a sutta about guarding the senses, guarding the six senses, which is one of the meanings of sati, mindfulness. You could say, if the basic meaning of sati is to remember, in the sense of guarding or protecting the senses, it's the purpose is to remind. We remind ourselves to be mindful, to not let the mind become carried away because of things that are seen, heard, touched, and so forth. So I'll read the sutta. At one time, the Buddha was staying in the land of the Sakyans, near Kapilavatthu in the Banyan Tree Monastery. Now, at that time, a new town hall had recently been constructed for the Sakyans of Kapilavatthu. It had not yet been occupied by an ascetic or Brahmin or any human at all. Then the Sakyans of Kapilavatthu went up to the Buddha, bowed, sat to one side, and said to him, "Sir, a new town hall has recently been constructed for the Sakyans of Kapilavatthu. It has not yet been occupied by an ascetic or Brahmin or any human at all. May the Buddha be the first to use it, and only then will the Sakyans of Kapilavatthu use it. That would be for the lasting welfare and happiness of the Sakyans of Kapilavatthu." The Buddha consented in silence. Knowing the Buddha had consented, the Sakyans got up from their seat, bowed, and respectfully circled the Buddha, keeping him on their right. Then they went to the new town hall, where they spread carpets all over, prepared seats, set up a water jar, placed an oil lamp. Then they went back to the Buddha and told him of their preparations, saying, "Sir, come at your convenience." Then the Buddha robed up and, taking his bowl and robe, went to the new town hall together with a sangha of mendicants. Having washed his feet, he entered the town hall and sat against the central column facing east. The sangha of mendicants also washed their feet, entered the town hall, and sat on the west wall facing east with the Buddha right in front of them. The Sakyans of Kapilavatthu entered the town hall and sat against the east wall facing west with the Buddha right in front of them. This is giving you a bit of flavor of the customary manners of people at that time. The Buddha spent much of the night educating, encouraging, firing up, and inspiring the Sakyans with a Dhamma talk. Then he sent them off, saying, "The night is getting late, Gautamas. Please go at your convenience." Gautama being the Buddha's surname, So he is referring to them as like his relatives. So the Sakyans got up from their seat, bowed, circled the Buddha, keeping him on their right before leaving. So the villagers or the town people are gone, and the bhikkhu, bhikkhu sangha is left. Soon after the Sakyans had left, the Buddha addressed Venerable Mahamoggallana. Moggallana, the Sangha of mendicants is rid of dullness and drowsiness. Give them some Dhamma talk as you feel inspired. My back is sore, I'll stretch it. This sutta is the one that is pointed to whoever knew that in his old age, Gautama occasionally had a sore back. And it gives the example that if you're suffering from illness or injury, it is okay to take rest or to take a different posture if that's what you need to do. Then the Buddha spread out his outer robe, folded in four, laid down in the lion's posture on the right side, placing one foot on top of another, mindful, aware, and focused on the time of getting up. There, Venerable Mahamoggallana addressed the mendicants. And here's his teaching. I will teach you the explanation of the festering and the not festering. Avassutta means festering. And it has a root related to su, which means flowing. And it's related to a more famous word, which is the asavas, often translated as the taints or the influxes or the outflow. So if you have a wound in your body, the germs can get in. And if you have a wound on your body, an open wound, the blood and the pus is flowing out. If you have a house which is not properly thatched and protected, then an enemy with a torch can come and set fire to your house, and the fire will get in if they come from the north, east, west, south, or from above or below. And that's a metaphor for the contamination coming in by the six senses. If you had a city which had a solid wall all the way around and 6 gates, if the gates were not guarded, the enemies could get into the city. And again, that's a metaphor for the 6 senses. But the simile of an open wound is one that really strongly brings up the sense of what dukkha it is to be unprotected. How, when one recoils in horror, you would not want to be walking around without the protection of the skin on your body, being able to protect you from germs and contamination. How is someone festering? Take a mendicant who sees a sight with the eye. If it's pleasant, they hold on to it. But if it's unpleasant, they dislike it. They live with mindfulness of the body unestablished and their heart stunted. And they don't truly understand the freedom of heart and freedom by wisdom, for those arisen bad, unskillful qualities cease without anything left over. This sentence here is the essence of this sutta. When it says if it's pleasant, they hold on to it. This is adimuchati. It could be that they determine on it. So it's not the word upadana, which is clinging, but it's related to grasping. This is something that when you're talking about the mind and how the mind perceives things, when there's a strong, positive, lovable or hateable object, the mind focuses strongly on that object. This is called like intention. So the consciousness is intending strongly towards that object, to the exclusion of other kinds of objects. Even when this happens, like in the case that this is the eyeballs, the eyes, actually like the way that the eyeball is focusing on that object and the way that the eyes are pointing to the object that's caused that reaction, that's part of that attending. So with our senses, whatever sense it is, we're physically turning towards that object, and then the mind is also, I should say, the brain is focused on it. And then if it's unpleasant, they dislike it, and the disliking is also a way of focusing. So very often, there's two different kinds of reactions to what we dislike. One is to try to ignore it and sweep it under the rug. And the other one is to become obsessed with ruminating about the thing that we dislike. So that's, now, it says they live with mindfulness of the body unestablished. That's wrong translation. What's called mindfulness of the body is called kaya sati. Kaya sati is misconstrued in the commentaries of Buddhaghosa as being things that are relating to the physical body. But if you read in many different places in the suttas about kaya sati, it comes up again and again and again, especially in connection with the six senses and the way that the mind responds to the six senses. So two wonderful experts who I respect and admire so much, one who I've mentioned before is Seifu Kwan, and the other one is the Bhikkhu Gachita. He also studied with Seifu Kwan, and he gave a lovely Dhamma talk. I may, towards the end, I'm going to link his talk here because it's a very good one on this subject of kaya sati. So kaya sati is like the individual, the perceptive individual who's experiencing things personally. It's not just a physical body. It's a physical body with the perceptions, with the mental factors. And then it says their heart is stunted. And then you'll see later on the opposite of that is the heart is unbounded. So the boundless, the appamana heart, the boundless heart, that's one of the most sublime, beautiful kinds of samadhi meditation. And the appamana vimutti is called a liberation of the heart through this boundless meditation. If you have that meditation and you don't become fully enlightened, you could be reborn in the realm of boundless space, or else you could use that as a base to obtain your enlightenment. And what they say about the boundless enlightenment is that the mind stops clinging to concepts. So the mind is not grasping and clinging to concepts. When we say mind, heart, mind, same thing. So the heart mind is not grasping and holding in that way, and that's the like the way that this practice leads to enlightenment. But does this describe you? Think about it. If you're honest, when the eye sees a pleasant object, do you hold on to it? If it's unpleasant, do you dislike it? And can you feel how sometimes your heart is constricted and limited because of these reactions? It's because your mindfulness is not established. So you have to establish mindfulness. That's the way out. If you establish mindfulness, that's your alternative. And then you would have a chance to truly understand. And then here is the freedom of heart and freedom by wisdom. That's a Chaito Vimutti, is the freedom by the heart, and Panya Vimutti is freedom by wisdom. That's an epithet for enlightenment, for nibbana, for the full enlightenment. They don't truly understand the freedom of heart and freedom by wisdom, where those arisen bad, unskillful qualities cease without anything left over. And the same thing with a sound, hearing a sound, smelling an odor, tasting a flavor, feeling a touch, or knowing an idea. That person could be you. Is called a mendicant who is festering, who's oozing, who has an open wound when it comes to sights known by the eye. There's another Pali word which is very beautiful. It's sort of similar in meaning. It's called sneha, and it's related to love. And it also has this meaning of oozing or dripping. And so if you see something really tasty and you start to salivate, or you get excited about something, and then you're flushed and you're sweating and you're getting like moist all over because of lust. So it's that same kind of feeling, that oozing feeling. So this is what is given the example for the unmindful, a person who does not know how to guard their senses. When a mendicant lives like this, if Mara comes at them through the eye, he finds a vulnerability and gets an opportunity. Likewise, through the ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Suppose there was a house made of reeds or straw that was dried up, withered, and decrepit. If a person came to it with a burning grass torch from the east, west, north, south, below, or above, from the 6 directions, or from anywhere, the fire would find a vulnerability. You would get an opportunity. This comparison to fire, of course, is reminds you of a particular sermon. What sermon does it remind you of? Fire sermon. Yes, the fire sermon, right? So the eyes are on fire. With what are they on fire? With the fire of greed, hatred, and delusion. And we can see, if we don't know how to guard the senses, how reactions can take over as fast as a wildfire. And if anybody has ever experienced a fire or watched a video of a fire, you can see how, or heard stories of people who have actually experienced fires, what an absolute terror it is when a fire takes over. You should be motivated to avoid giving an opening for the fire. In the same way, if Mara comes at them through the eye, he finds a vulnerability, gets an opportunity. Same through the ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. When a mendicant lives like this, they are mastered by sights. Sound, smells, taste, touches, and ideas. They don't master these things. This is called a mendicant who has been mastered by sight, sound, smells, taste, touches, and ideas. They are mastered, not a master. Bad, unskillful qualities have mastered them, which are corrupting, leading to future lives hurtful, resulting in suffering and future rebirth, old age, and death. That's how someone is festering. I'm looking. Okay, so Christopher Hahn mentioned, actually, this world is nothing but the sensations. This is the only truth. Yes, it's true that very often the Buddha talks about the all, and the all is described as being the 6 internal sense bases and the corresponding sense objects and the contact arising from that, and that's the all. And that's strong teaching that this is the all, like it's the phenomenon. What you are able to experience in the world is nothing except what you're able to experience through the 5 physical senses in the mind. That's everything. Very often, if people are looking for a self, or looking for some kind of a metaphysical shortcut, some kind of spiritual bypass. They want to find something other than these six senses as being the gateway to spiritual liberation. And what the Buddha is saying very strictly, no, this is all there is. You can't find it anywhere else. Greeting Vishnu Brahmana. Welcome, Gregory. Welcome, Chintana. And I answered Seifu Kwan. And oh wow, I have many identities, I see. And I also gave this link here for a talk by Agachita Bhikkhu about the Kayagata Sati, about mindfulness of the body. And he's also giving an explanation of the Seifu Kwan's book about mindfulness, which is much more brief, straightforward, and easy to digest. So instead of reading 200 pages, you can listen to one YouTube or read the transcript that I linked there. Okay, so now I'll continue with the sutta. So, okay. How is someone not festering? Take a mendicant who sees a sight with the eye. If it's pleasant, they don't hold on to it. And if it's unpleasant, they don't dislike it. They live with mindfulness of the body established and with a limitless heart. So this is the other key sentence of this whole sutta. And I think you can see, actually, it's not that difficult. You could do this. You could see a pleasant sight and not hold on to it. You could look out the window in the morning and see the lovely sky, whatever color the sky is, and the snow on the ground, and whatever is outside your window, and you could see it's pleasant. This eye is dear and delightful. It's pleasant to be able to see. It's, we love being able to see, but you don't need to hold on to it. You don't need to be filled with anxiety about losing your sight. You could actually be without a preference. So if the sight faculty was there, or if that sight faculty came to its end, if you develop the mind that doesn't have a preference to see or not to see, if you develop a mind that doesn't have a preference about only seeing the beautiful things, that's willing to see whatever is there, and that may in fact have with a combination of equanimity and accurately seeing things as they really are. Remaining with that, but then even that equanimous feeling, they're not holding on to that one either. So they're not having any preferences whatsoever. That's the kind of a state that we're striving for. And when something is unpleasant, don't dislike it. There's another sutta about protection. This is the one that has the simile of the acrobats. So there's the acrobat and the apprentice. This is the Saitaka Sutta. How is it that by protecting oneself, one protects others? So the acrobat asks his assistant to go up on the pole, and he says, "Don't worry, dear, I'll protect you." And she says, "Darling, you protect yourself. And by protecting yourself, you protect me. I protect myself. By protecting myself, I protect you." We all remember the analogy, but what does that stand for? Okay, so how do you protect yourself in order to protect others? Do you know the answer? Do you remember the sutta? Who remembers? Okay, by developing the 4 foundations of mindfulness. You protect yourself, and in that way you protect others. And then the next section of the Saitaka Sutta, how do you protect? By protecting others, you protect yourself. By patience, harmlessness, loving kindness, and sympathy. In that way, by protecting others, one protects oneself. You remember we're talking about having this mindfulness, which is like the guard at the gate, which is protecting bad dhammas from invading the mind and taking over. So you want that protection. But I think that this other idea that patience, harmlessness, loving kindness, and sympathy is actually part of this mindfulness, this aspect of mindfulness, which is diligent, heedful, and taking care to protect against dangers. But the protection against the danger from something unpleasant is patience, harmlessness, loving kindness, and sympathy. So those attitudes of the mind are what protect the mind from falling into a fire when confronted by an unpleasant experience. So you could probably do some kind of conditioning experience, like by rehearsing, that to build a very strong association in your mind. Whenever something unpleasant come up, if you say patience, harmlessness, loving kindness, and sympathy, patience, harmless, loving kindness, and sympathy, let the react. Keep that as the reminder, and having that is that habit is an aspect of mindfulness. If you just do those 2 simple things about the pleasant object and the unpleasant object, then you will become like this mendicant who truly understands the freedom of the heart. the Chaita Vimutti. That means that you would be able to develop a very wonderful kind of samadhi. And you would truly understand the freedom of heart and freedom by wisdom. Chaita Vimutti Panya Vimutti, where those bad, unskillful qualities cease without anything left over. And the same thing for sound, smells, odors, taste, touches, and thoughts. This is called a mendicant who is not festering when it comes to sights known by the eye, sound, smells, taste, touches, and ideas known by the mind. When a mendicant lives like this, if Mara comes at them through the eye, he doesn't find a vulnerability or get an opportunity, or through the other senses. Suppose there was a bungalow or hall made of thick clay with its plaster still wet. Do you think that Moggallana is here at the inauguration of this new meeting hall that's been built by the village? And that particular Dhamma hall is very well built and solid, made of thick clay, and the plaster is still wet. And so he's giving a very a considerate and diplomatic compliment to the villagers, so that when they see what a fine hall they have built for themselves, they could remember to make their mind be like that. If a person comes to such a hall with a burning grass torch from the east, west, north, south, below and above, or from anywhere, the fire wouldn't find a vulnerability. It would get no opportunity. In the same way, when a mendicant lives like this, I think this is not a thatched hut. I think this must be all with a clay tile roof, so that there's nothing able to catch fire. When Mara comes through the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, he doesn't find a vulnerability or get an opportunity. When a mendicant lives like this, they master sights, sounds, smells, taste, and touches, and ideas. They're not mastered by these things. It's called a mendicant who has mastered sight, sound, taste, touches, and ideas. They are a master, not mastered. Bad, unskillful qualities that have been mastered by them, which are corrupting, leading to future lives, hurtful, resulting in suffering, future rebirth, old age, and death. That's how someone is not festering. Then the Buddha got up and said to Venerable Mahamoggallana, good Moggallana, it's good that you taught this explanation of festering and not festering. This is what Venerable Moggallana said, and the teacher approved. Satisfied, the mendicants approved of what Moggallana had said. Sadhu. So this is in many places in the suttas, probably, I don't know how many, I didn't do a count, but they talk about samvara, practicing samvara. Oh, I can give another little quotation of samvara. So Digha Nikaya 360. Good is restraint through the eye, good is restraint through the ear, restraint through the nose is good, and good is restraint through the tongue. Restraint in the body is good. Good is restraint in speech. Restraint by the mind is good. Good is restraint in all things. The mendicant who is restrained in every respect is liberated from all suffering. I don't have this memorized, so I have to look up the Pali. Chakuna sangvara sadhu, sadhu sotena samvaro, ganena sangvaro sadhu, sadhu jivhaya sangvaro, kayena sangvaro sadhu, sadhu vachaya sangvaro, manasa sangvaro sadhu, sadhu sambatta sangvaro, sambatta sangvuto bhikkhu, sambadukha pamucchati. But if you read this verses, or there are many, many mentions about restraint and all over the suttas, a question might come to your mind, well, what does that mean? Does it mean that I just keep my eyes down and I don't look around? That I don't look up at the beautiful blue sky? That I don't look at the flowers? I don't look at the people? I just keep my eyes looking at the floor? It doesn't mean that I only eat plain rice and I never eat a sauce? No, we know that it doesn't mean those things. Yeah, but what does it really mean? Well, this sutta has given a really powerful and wonderful psychological explanation of the liking and disliking, and the fire of liking and disliking, and how through the practice of mindfulness and patience, loving kindness, and sympathy, one can use those practices as the guard. Those practices are the guard. So I'll come back to last question, Christopher. What we call the world is nothing more than experience arising at the sense basis, and clinging to views is the problem. Well, clinging to views is one of the problems. The asavas include sensual craving, clinging to views, clinging to existence, clinging to non-existence. Those are indeed the deep, profound problems that are so difficult to eradicate, and they must be eradicated. If a person has gone beyond clinging to sensual craving, they might think that because of that they're liberated, but the clinging to views is definitely a danger, and a severe danger. It's a danger that can fall especially on people who are religious and ascetics, who are really striving for liberation and striving to understand a reality in a way that opens to liberation. And so attachment to views is a big danger. The Buddha, elsewhere in many places, sometimes he was challenged by other mendicants who wanted to debate him, and they'd say, what Dhamma does Gautama teach? In the disrespectful way they would say that, and the Buddha would answer, I teach a Dhamma such that does not lead to conflict, that's not in conflict with anybody. So the Buddha's way of teaching is not in conflict with anybody. So if there are no other questions, I think we can bring this program to a close. Thank you all for your patient listening. Sadhu, 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 anumodami.